Good morning and welcome to Daily Devotions with Pastor Joe. I'm Pastor Joe. For this morning, we're looking at Proverbs 11. I'd encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Share this video on social media and with your friends. All right, Proverbs 11:1. It says, "A false balance is abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight." And this is something that maybe a lot of people in our day and age need to learn more amongst the Christians. Because I understand the concept of trying to teach your children that the world isn't fair and that things aren't always fair, but we should be fair. I've heard an excuse sometimes, whenever young people do something, and the person in charge maybe makes a call or something that's not very fair, and the child falsely or inappropriately exclaims unfair. And the adult will say, well, life's not fair. Deal with it, And that to me, unfortunately, is not a very Christian thing to do. Yes, I understand life's not fair. No, life isn't fair. No, we aren't perfect. But when it comes right down to it, if something is not fair, we as Christians should correct it. And if it is fair indeed, we need to explain why it's fair, not to say, well, life's not fair. But a false balance is abomination to the Lord. A just weight is his delight. Being fair in our everything that involves any kind of measurement or decision that we have. And so, back in the Old Testament, if you were found to have had a false weight, a weight that said it was, say, 1 pound, and it was a little more than a pound or a little less than a pound. Or some people who had shops would have 2 sets of weights, one for when they were buying and one for when they were selling, because the difference would increase their profit because it was false, it was not true. We should be fair in all the things we do as Christians. We shouldn't try to take advantage of other people, no matter who they are, what the circumstances. When pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowly is wisdom. Pride comes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Pride brings shame, but lowliness, humility, is wisdom in action. The integrity of the upright shall guide them, but the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them. Being upright, your very integrity will be your guiding force in this life. It will be the thing that helps you to make the decisions you make, but perverseness of transgressors will be their destruction. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. Riches, money isn't going to save you, but righteousness will. The righteousness of the perfect shall direct his way, but the wicked shall fall by his own wickedness. Makes perfect sense. The righteousness of the upright shall deliver them, but transgressors shall be taken in their own naughtiness. When a wicked man dieth, his expectation shall perish, and the hope of unjust men perisheth. It's true. The righteous is delivered out of trouble, and the wicked cometh in his stead. Right? That one's a little bit different, isn't it? The righteous is delivered out of trouble. Makes sense. The wicked cometh in his stead. Does that mean that he gets the punishment that the righteous would have gotten? Let's see what Clark has to say. Often, God makes this distinction in public calamities, and in sudden accidents he rescues the righteous and leaves the wicked. Okay? Who has filled up the measure of his iniquities, to be seized by the hand of death. Justice then does its own work, for mercy has been rejected. That's a sad way of looking at it, but I think that's probably what it's talking about. So, as maybe you saw it, that Wesley was saying, cometh into trouble. So yeah, the righteous is delivered out of trouble, the wicked cometh into trouble in place of him. An hypocrite with his mouth shall destroyeth his neighbor. How many times have we heard of people running each other down and destroying their neighbors with their words? We need to, and this applies especially in this day and age of Facebook, we need to especially as Christians, do our best not to talk about one another and spread gossip and rumors. Instead, to be righteous and kind and loving one to another. The world that we live in today wants nothing more than to run each other down. I've seen people, my wife gets so aggravated with this. They'll put something on Facebook that seems like they're generally throwing it at everyone, and it's some slanderous, mean thing. And they mean it for one person, but they don't name the person even. But regardless, we shouldn't be naming anybody. We shouldn't be not naming anybody. We need to be loving and kind one to another instead of having our mouths be backbiting and backstabbing. We shouldn't be gossiping. We shouldn't be backstabbing one another. But through knowledge shall the just be delivered. I suppose you could say almost that those who are just, who are righteous, who are justified, will not suffer through all of that because they'll be delivered through the knowledge of the way they live. People will see the way they live, and the hypocrite will be the one who ends up falling in the end. And that's happened more than once in our life. When it goeth well with the righteous, the city rejoiceth, and when the wicked perish, there is shouting. And isn't there? There's celebration when the evil people die, and there's righteousness whenever the righteous person is the one who has a victory. We celebrate with them. We're so grateful and so glad when we see somebody who's good and doing good do well for themselves. But then when we see somebody who's evil and wicked climbing the ladder, we get upset. And then whenever they fall, we are very thrilled with the fact that they didn't succeed, because we know that they're doing it through evil and wickedness. By the blessing of the upright the city is exalted, but it is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. Along the same lines there. He that is void of wisdom despiseth his neighbor, but a man of understanding holdeth his peace. Once again, going back to talking about one another, despising your neighbor. We shouldn't do that. We should have the understanding that we should love, not only love, but get along with our neighbors in whatever way we can, take care of them, help them, instead of running them down. But a man of understanding holdeth his peace. Of course, that is the best thing to do in situations that you don't understand, is to just be quiet and to hold your peace and to keep your quiet during those matters and those instances. So we'll go ahead and read one more verse, and it says, a talebearer revealeth secrets, but he that is of a faithful spirit concealeth the matter. Somebody who's a talebearer, somebody who spreads rumors and spreads lies, reveals secrets. They are not somebody who is well loved or respected, the town gossip, so to speak. But he that is of a faithful spirit concealeth the matter. Covers sins, covers things, not necessarily covering evils, but keeps from trouble, helps to keep trouble from happening whenever possible. Pretty good. There's a lot of good here in the Proverbs, and we'll continue on down through 31 next week. But what do you think? What are some of these that jumped out to you, these verses, these lovely Proverbs? Let me know in the comment section down below. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video with a friend or on social media, and have a great day in the Lord today. We'll see you tomorrow on another Daily Devotions with Pastor Joe.